Iron and manganese removal system. Groundwater containing iron and manganese is widely distributed in China. Water with a high iron content is prone to causing underdeposit corrosion in boilers and heat exchange equipment, poisoning the resin in ion exchange equipment, polluting domestic and industrial water, and damaging pipelines. Excessively high manganese content in water will affect the product quality in industries, such as textile, papermaking, brewing and food, and endanger human health. Water needs to be treated before using. The aeration method or ozone oxidation method is often adopted to remove iron and manganese. The aeration method adopts a system composed of a filter valve and an F107 aeration device. Ruanxin aeration devices include F107B with a flow rate of 4 cubic meter per hour and F107C with a flow rate of 10 cubic meter per hour. The system consists of filter valve, aeration device, oil-free silent air compressor, FRP tank, water pump, inlet check valve, air released valve and so on. The working process of aeration is, groundwater and compressed air enter the aeration device through the water inlet and the air inlet respectively. They are mixed and stirred at high speed by the impeller for one aeration, which is called impeller aeration. The water is sprayed through the top strainer, and mixed with the air in the upper part of the aeration tank for the second aeration. After these two aerations, water and air are fully mixed, and the low-veloce iron and manganese ions are oxidized into high-veloce iron and manganese ions. Part of the iron ions combine with hydroxide ions in the water to form iron hydroxide precipitates. Meanwhile, with the changes in air pressure and water pressure inside the aeration tank, the waste carbon dioxide gas is intermittently discharged from the air released port through the air released valve. The oxygenated water then enters the filtration tank filled with manganese sand. Under the catalytic action of natural manganese sand, more iron hydroxide precipitates are further generated. High-veloce manganese ions combine with oxygen to form manganese oxide and are adsorbed on the surface of the manganese sand. Finally, clean water is produced after being filtered by the manganese sand. The backwash function of the filter valve can be utilized to regularly discharge hydroxide precipitates and impurities from the manganese sand through the drain port. Additionally, the differential pressure sensor can be installed at the water inlet and outlet of the system, which can cooperate with the filter valve to realize automatic rinsing according to the differential pressure. It also can install an electronic ball valve at the bottom of the aeration tank, which can be controlled by the filter valve to realize timed sewage discharge. This is an application case of a horticultural plantation in Zhangzhou of Fujian. Use the F67C filter valve and F107B aeration device to remove iron and manganese from water. Ozone oxidation method refers to the installation of an ozone generator in the filtration system. The ozone generated enters the aeration tank. The water containing iron and manganese is oxidized by strong oxidizing ozone, and then iron and manganese are removed by the special filter media in the filtration tank. We have launched the F142B with a flow rate of 4 cubic meter per hour for the removal of iron and manganese by ozone oxidation. It adopts a design that one valve control multiple tanks to realize working in series. When F142B is in service status, ozone is sucked in and stored in the ozone tank. Raw water enters the ozone tank and is oxidized by ozone. The low-veloce iron and manganese in the water are oxidized into high-veloce iron and manganese and form precipitates. After precipitation in the ozone tank, the water is further filtered by the filter media in the filtration tank to remove iron and manganese. In backwash status, the raw water first enters the filtration tank for backwashing, then goes to the ozone tank, and finally is discharged from the drain outlet. The two tanks are rinsed in series, effectively washing away the iron and manganese oxidation precipitates. In fast rinse status, the raw water first enters the ozone tank, and then enters the filtration tank to rinse the filter media. In the air draw status, the ozone is sucked and raw water passes through the injector. The water in the ozone tank is emptied, and ozone is stored in the aeration tank, and then returns to the service status.